Storm Track 12 meteorologist Lesto with you here on our Monday. It looks like today is going to be the hottest day of the week. Yet again, temperatures up into the 90s. But after that, cool, refreshing Canadian high pressure slides in here. Now, as I always say, though, you get the steam, you're going to get the storms, and that's exactly what we are tracking. The potential for some strong and possibly severe storms in here. We've got temps out the door this morning, upper 70s and low 80s. I know it is end of July, but still unusual for this time of year. Main threat is going to be from the damaging winds, but an isolated tornado cannot be completely ruled out with these storms. And then that Canadian blast heads in here as we head on in through the middle of the week, well below normal temperature-wise. And here's the important thing, the low humidity for us here in eastern Carolina. In fact, it's going to feel more like early May as far as temps are concerned. Now, take a look at our time lapse coming in out of Oriental this morning. We've been watching this layer of clouds. This formed late last night with the showers and storms that were off to the west, and that's gradually working its way eastbound here. And as a result, we are going to be seeing this cloud cover kind of holding down the potential of severe weather for us here, at least for the first part of the day. But again, the main threats we need to alert you to are the potential for those damaging wind gusts as well as the heavy downpours. And while not at zero, isolated tornadoes possible, but less likely than the damaging winds and the heavy downpours causing some poor drainage flooding for us here. I'm saying about 11 o'clock till 4 o'clock. I think that's the window as far as the severe weather is concerned. Now, still maybe an isolated storm around tomorrow with a pocket of cold air in the atmosphere, but it's not going to be nearly as widespread or severe as what we've got today. And then beautiful weather in here for the day on Wednesday. You can see what I'm talking about here with the satellite picture here. We do clear the skies out. Already Raleigh, Durham, Charlotte, this late morning hour is seeing that sunshine. And for us, we'll kind of see that mixture of sun and clouds with the isolated strong to severe storms east of Highway 17 this afternoon. Overnight tonight, storms are done with by midnight or even before then. Then we'll quickly clear things out. Temperatures into the upper 60s and low 70s. Sunshine tomorrow morning, maybe some fair weather clouds tomorrow afternoon. Could I rule out an isolated shower or storm? No, and I'll show you why with those shortwave coming through in the atmosphere and much cooler temps also coming our way. Northeasterly winds got us only into the low to mid 80s for tomorrow. Again, feeling more like May than where we should be into the upper 80s and low 90s. Now, out ahead of this front, though, you'll notice how we peak into the low 90s around 1, 2, 3 o'clock this afternoon, and those showers and storms do start to develop. The front comes on through, and we do cool temperatures down relatively nicely. Great sleeping weather overnight tonight. Temperatures into the low to mid 60s inland spots, talking about low 70s at the beaches, and then watch, temperatures not really recovering much as we go through the day tomorrow in spite of that sunshine around, only into the mid 80s. So this blast of cool Arctic air, it's not a short, sharp cold shot like we've seen here recently. I mean, this is encompassing all of southern Canada, western Canada into the 40s right now as we speak, even Pierre, South Dakota into the mid-50s, and that is going to spread around, especially east of the Rockies, and suppress our heat and humidity here. And all of this has to do with what's going on in the jet stream level, but you get that clash of the seasons here. Had a lot of wind and hail damage reports, and yes, even some tornadoes yesterday, especially across the Tennessee Valley. So that's what I'm kind of concerned about for us here in eastern Carolina. The ingredients in the setup's not as great as what we saw yesterday across Tennessee. The upper level jets kind of lifting out. The trough isn't really synced up for us here, but you can definitely see that upper level low spinning across Lake Erie this morning, with that cold front being driven eastbound here with those showers and thunderstorms. Again, the first round kind of dying out, and then we'll look for them to regenerate as we do head on in through this afternoon as they make their way into that heat and humidity for us here in eastern Carolina. So let's take a look and see the jet stream and what's unusual about it this year. It's going to go down to the Gulf of Mexico. That's what's unusual about it. Normally you don't see this deep trough going all the way down into the Gulf like we've got here right now. The vortex kind of pulls on out of here, and as we go on through this week, you will notice that we are going to continue with that troughiness here in the eastern U.S. Big upper level ridge sitting out here across the desert southwest and the western high plains. That will eventually poke eastbound here a little bit this week, but it's what's going on out here in the ocean by the end of the week. That is what's going to really have an influence on our weather. So here's how we play things out. The way the jet stream is configured, we've got a front that drives off the coast here, and then just kind of hangs around off the coast as we go on through this week. So no real problems. It's out over the Gulf Stream waters. We've got this general flow coming out of Canada into the neighborhood here for the first part of the week with these little pockets of cold air. They're going to rotate on through, and as each one does, that could give us a chance for a little bit more cloud cover, especially tomorrow afternoon. It may touch off a shower. But watch as we go on through the middle to the end of the week. Notice the upper level ridge, that Bermuda high sitting out here. That starts to poke westbound, and that's going to take this front and force it back towards the coast at the same time as we get into one of these little short waves digging into the flow. So as we go into the weekend here, we'll have to see how that times out with that front coming back in as to whether we've got showers or storms to worry about or not. Now, the models, I tell you, they have really been having a hard time with this weather scenario. The equations have changed here. Again, this is more like an early to mid-spring type severe weather setup, or at least severe weather in the setup is there. But the models are not handling it well, at least in my opinion. Here's what we've got. The clouds clear out. We see a decent amount of sunshine. The front starts to work its way in. Some scattered showers and storms that develop, and then you'll notice late this afternoon, 3, 4, 5, 6 o'clock, showers and severe storms do start to develop along the Crystal Coast. Again, they're going to be isolated, but anything that does develop could become severe, and then we clear things out from northwest to southeast as we head overnight tonight. I think the model's a little slow on the timing of this, but there's other forecast models that don't develop anything. So, again, it's kind of hard for me to get a handle on. As I mentioned, the dynamics aren't exactly synced up all that well with these showers and storms for us later today. And then you'll notice the model kind of picking up on the chance for an isolated storm tomorrow on that sea breeze action, as we do see that cooler air at the mid and upper levels of the atmosphere. All right, tracking the tropics here for you. Nothing imminent right now, but you will notice a fairly robust tropical wave making its way off of the African continent, getting out into the central Atlantic. It is running into a lot of dry air. Notice the western side of the wave really kind of erodes itself here. We'll have to wait and see what's there to survive, but if it can get out into the, or put it this way, closer to Central America, at least the potential is there for this to develop a little bit. So that's something we'll continue to track. I believe the Hurricane Center's got it about a 70% chance of developing by the middle to the end of the week. By the middle to an end of the week here for us in Eastern Carolina, it's going to be gorgeous weather. Again, low humidity, lots of sunshine around, pleasant, comfortable temperatures, especially for overnight lows. Great sleeping weather for us here. By Saturday and Sunday, that front that comes through today gets out into the ocean, starts to get pushed back towards us, and that could develop some of the scattered showers and thunderstorms in here for the weekend. We can worry about that once we get a little bit closer to the weekend. Have yourself a good Monday. I'll talk to you on Tuesday. I'm Storm Track 12 meteorologist Les Still.